In 2015, I found myself stuck in my circumstances. I was tired of the no's, no for any opportunities, no to be seen.
Sometimes out of frustration comes a business idea.
I felt that through my faith, I will be seen.
Faith and resilience will carry you through the impossible moments. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Confident Alchemist podcast, where bold women take the brave leap to build businesses and lives that they deserve. I'm Debbie, and today I have someone with me whose story is going to shatter every excuse you ever made about why you can't start your own business. I'm here with Martie Lategan, the founder of Act Easy Bookkeeping and Bellatrix Shapewear. And when I tell you her story, you can understand why I believe she is proof that determination beats credentials every single time. So picture this. Martie never had the opportunity to study after school. Her parents never planned for her future, never discussed possibilities. She started her bookkeeping diploma in 2017, got 98% on her first exam. But life got in the way and she never finished. Yet today, she's been running her bookkeeping service for 10 years and has built a second business creating concealed carry clothing for women. But here's where it gets really interesting. Martie started Act Easy with zero funding, one lead and a lot of support from her husband. That one lead disappeared after she resigned from her job. So for months, she had to do the keeps for her daughter's creche, because she couldn't afford school fees. From that embarrassing beginning to building two successful businesses, one serving small business owners with financial clarity, and another one empowering women with styling concealed clothing. Martie's journey proves that your beginning doesn't define your destination. As someone who's always had to learn that success isn't about having the perfect qualifications, I'm excited to dive into Martie's story, the struggles, the breakthroughs, and how she builds something meaningful from nothing. Martie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Debbie, for the opportunity.
Martie, you said that your entrepreneurship started in 2015, when you were tired of the world giving you no's and wanted to create your own yeses. You were a young mom and a stepmom, watching your children grow up and knowing that you want them to see that they could be and do and have more in life. Take me back to that moment when you decided to bet on yourself despite having no formal qualifications and no clear plan.
Thank you, Debbie. Yes, in 2015, I found myself stuck in my circumstances. I was running a household, being a young mom, stepmom, and at times I felt in way over my head. At work, the company I worked for at that time started having financial problems and procedural problems. And being the person I am, I like to fix stuff and I like to help people. But no matter how many times I tried to intervene or to assist, there was just no recognition for what I would be able to help them with due to the fact of not having a qualification.
Of course, yeah.
I was tired of the no's, no for any opportunities, no to be seen. And that's when I decided to bet on myself and to take a chance and use the one opportunity that started sticking out his head to start my own business.
But also then working through that, rejection you keep on getting from this company. What actually made you push through that rejection and say, I know what I know and I can actually do this?
I felt that through my faith, I will be seen, and that no matter how hard you try, if people don't want to see you, they will never see you. So I decided that it's time to create my own yes and make sure that I will keep on pushing until someone starts seeing.
Oh.
So one day I just had enough and my husband said that I have to take a chance, and I started to believe in my vision that I wanted to show my children that no matter where you come from, you can create your own path going forward.
That is definitely so true. Let's talk about the reality of starting with zero funding. You began Act Easy with no money, one lead, and that lead disappeared after you resigned. Then you had to do the books for your daughter's creche because you literally couldn't afford the school fees. That must have been incredibly humbling. How did you push through that embarrassment and keep going when everything seemed to be falling apart?
It was a time in my life that I thought I would never get past. The embarrassment at times just outweigh any possibility that could grow from it. But I'm so thankful looking back today because that creche was my first testimonial.
No way.
It started just creating more opportunities for me with word of mouth. And today I am so thankful to have a client base that respects me, that appreciates what I do, even without having a qualification, because no one questions me because they know my dedication and the services that I do provide.
That's very powerful. Like you said, even your most embarrassing moment actually created a foundation to actually start something and get your experience, get your skills and expertise, and then actually start from there and grow your business.
Definitely. Even without having a plan, when the first lead disappeared, I was stuck and I couldn't think about what to do next. And it shows you that your path is never what you created for yourself to be, but there's a bigger plan that you're never building alone.
You run two completely different businesses. Act Easy, helping small, medium enterprises with bookkeeping and financial clarity. And then you have Bellatrix, creating shapewear for concealed carry clothing for women. That's an interesting combination, How did you identify the need for Bellatrix? And how do you manage to run such different ventures while staying true to your mission of empowering others?
So it was definitely not part of my original plan, but I'm so thankful that I could use personal experiences to resolve problems. So Act Easy started with the need to help small business owners understand their financial position better, to simplify accounting so that they can have their net profit be affected by just changing procedures or improving procedures. And for Bellatrix, that started with my own personal journey with self-protection. When I got my firearm license and I was worried about changing my whole wardrobe. Of course, I don't want to wear baggy clothes. And most of the designs, unfortunately, are designed for men. And I decided that I'm going to resolve that problem for women.
Yeah, and that is a beautiful, because, one of my lessons I teach all my entrepreneurs is that sometimes out of your frustration comes a business idea. So you are frustrated with, the on the market for men, like you said, designs where you can carry your gun and, you have this bulky thing sticking out, or like I said, have to wear baggy clothing, and we want to look good. We still want to feel protected and we want to feel good. So out of your frustration that there wasn't something, you literally created a business. And that is really amazing.
Correct. And the same with Act Easy as well. I was tired of seeing small business owners not being noted, because if they do not turn enough turnover, accountants normally don't really care about the smaller details, how to decide them. And that's where I come in.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You've been very honest about one of your biggest challenges: learning to balance compassion and professionalism. You said that you were too lenient with late payments and wanted success for your clients more than they actually wanted for themselves. How did you learn to set boundaries while still maintaining your heart for helping people? And what advice would you give to other women who struggles with the same issue?
That has definitely been one of my biggest challenges over the last 10 years. Being very passionate about what I do, trying to help businesses, sometimes makes you forget that you're also running your own business, that you also need money to cover your own overheads. So I started placing firmer boundaries on payment terms. And then I also taught myself that having boundaries isn't unkind.
Yes.
At the end of the day, charity also starts at home.
Yes.
If you don't look after yourself, you won't be able to look after people. And just having a better balance between personal life and work life to ensure that your role as a mother and as a wife can't be that easily replaced as a service or a job.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's very true that I do think sometimes our entrepreneurs, we have the mindset that we just have to give, give, give. And that's one thing I also learned in, for me working hourly rates, that you can't go over your hourly rate because, yes, the customers love it, but it's taking time from you. It's taking your energy, it's taking your money. So yes, it's boundaries is extremely important when you do have your own business. So focusing on that. Martie, throughout your journey, from losing that first lead to building 2 successful businesses, there's been this thread of resilience and faith that's carried you through. You've mentioned that your faith in your support system has been crucial to your success. How has your faith and your inner resilience shaped your approach to business? And for new entrepreneurs just starting out, that's maybe facing their own, challenge of doing the crash's books, what's the best advice you can give them about persevering through that early difficult moments?
My faith has definitely been my anchor in everything. I had no plan, no income, and no thought of what tomorrow might bring. But one thing I knew for sure, and I still know till this day, is that I'm not building alone.
Yes, beautiful.
Something that has also kept me going is to remind myself constantly that tough moments don't last forever.
Yes,
That's like tough people do. So I would like entrepreneurs to remind themselves that don't despise small beginnings. Don't wait for something to be perfect. Start today. Start with what you have and believe in what you have. Do what you are called to do.
And that's exactly that. We say you don't need to have perfect before you can start. Sometimes I do think that, looking back at my clients, they want everything to be absolutely perfect, the perfect website, perfect logo and what everything. And just like you said, don't care about that, just start. The moment you're going to start, all the other things will fall in place.
Definitely. I'm a living, walking example of consistency will get to success at some stage.
Definitely, yeah. Martie, thank you for being so honest about your journey. Your story is living proof that you don't need perfect circumstances, formal education, or even a clear plan to build something significant. You just need the courage to start and the determination to keep going. Here's what stands out about Martie's story. She didn't wait for permission, credentials, or perfect circumstances. She saw what she was good at, identified the problem she could solve, and started serving people despite not having formal qualifications. 4 things I want you to take away from this conversation. First, your lack of formal education credentials doesn't disqualify you from success. Martie's been running a successful bookkeeping business for over 10 years without finishing her diploma because she delivers results. Secondly, embarrassing beginnings doesn't predict your ending. That crash where Martie couldn't afford to pay fees became the foundation of her business empire. Thirdly, you can build multiple businesses when each one serves a different aspect of your purpose. Act Easy sells Martie's gift for numbers and processes, while Bellatrix serves a passion for empowering women's safety and confidence. Number 4, faith and resilience will carry you through the impossible moments. When everything looks like it's falling apart, your inner strength and support system will become your greatest business asset. If you are tired of the world giving you no's and you're ready to create your own yeses, remember Martie's story. You don't need perfect qualifications or circumstances. You need courage, persistence, have faith in your abilities to figure it out as you go. Send me a message and tell me what yes are you ready to create for yourself. What problem are you uniquely positioned to solve, even without perfect credentials? Remember what Martie showed us today. Your beginnings doesn't define your destination. Your qualifications don't determine your capabilities. And your faith and resilience can carry you through any challenges when you have the courage to keep going. Your yes is waiting for you to be created. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next week for another dose of truth, boldness, and transformation.